Hello everyone, it's me Nancy here, and we're back with some more Dokkan Battle. As you can tell, we're going to be talking about Tech Vegito Blue, and so it seems that this guy actually is, unfortunately, just straight to the point. It seems like he's going to be a lot worse defensively than we thought he was going to end up being. So what we thought was going on with Tech Vegito Blue is 150% defense start a turn, and then 50% defense when attacking. We had presumed that, I guess the Dokkan, yeah, we had presumed his additional defense boost when attacking is calculated separately for a total of defense plus 275% when attacking, which is, again, a huge buff. Like, that's extra 75% defense, right? Because of how usually when attacking is calculated. But in the data right now, it's not like that. In the data, it's actually all just 200%, and then you get to 50% when attacking, right? But it's not actually multiplicative. Which is, you know, not a common occurrence, right? There's some units that have it like that, like units that, you know, attacking a certain category or something like that, or maybe when attacking a stunned enemy, right? Because the game a lot of the times checks kind of like that, like in a starter turn phase, so they end up not being multiplicative. Now, this is kind of weird. I was taking a look at a lot of other units in the game, and it seems that like this kind of passive is not something that's usually seen, right? So we see Enerjack right here. Again, he's just explaining how it's not calculated starter turn. We're gonna look at Enerjack's, you know, some stats that he does earlier, and we're gonna take a look at them compared to, you know, the other stats that I would show, right? I'm gonna calculate how it actually is right now currently. But mentioned right here, so the wording of this seems to be different since there's a comma between the 150% and the 50% instead of a semicolon, and maybe new wording. So I did some investigation into units, and I want to pull up Physical Cell. Physical Cell is the closest one I found to this unit, right? Because if you see, they both have the commas right here and not the ands, right? So this isn't necessarily true that it's not necessarily the fact that it's the actual comma by itself, but this cell does actually have a multiplicative buff. The wiki does show it as well, but in game he actually does have a multiplicative buff. The difference is this says when super attacking. This says when attacking. Now, I'm not sure how much of a difference that actually would really make. Maybe this physical cell actually does have a non-multiplicative buff, and we just actually didn't know, or we didn't really check in game. I'm pretty sure people would have caught that by now, but this guy is not like that right now. So that's probably the difference, that it's when attacking and not on super attack, and then it's the comma together. Like, both of those things. It's this specific wording. Like, it's this specific wording that literally he's the only unit in the game to have this wording that causes his defense to be way worse than we thought it was going to be, right? Again, I took a look at other units trying to find like similarities, right? We see, like, you know, this Vegito right here. He gets 2 key and 150% defense when HP is 30% or above. But again, this has an and symbol and then 50% attacking defense when attacking, right? This unit right here, Vegeta and God Goku, right? God Goku and him, right? I brought them up because like they have something similar, but again, it's like they're all separated by and symbols too. And then this at the end, this is a multiplicative of 7% attack, but this is not only, you know, it's also separated by the and symbol, which again is another difference. This guy is not having the and symbol, even though it's when attacking, it's still separated by the and symbol right here. So that's something really to cut off right there. This is like two similar examples that, you know, I was first looking into it. 180% starter turn, and then 59% when super attacking. Again, has both the and symbol and when super attacking for both this unit and the cell. So that ends up leading to like, you know, it being multiplicative like that. But again, I looked at so many different units, and it looks like a lot of these units actually just aren't written the same way this guy is. So that is not good for this Vegito Blue at all. Again, his defense, in the grand scope of things, he's using 75% defense on top of the multiplicative, you know, stacks that he would get on top of that. So it ends up being more than like that 75% that he's losing, because he's like, those stacks when multiply with this, it'd be starter turn, then links, then this, all multiplicative. But now he loses this whole portion, which is gonna make a huge difference, a really huge difference. So let's take a look at Vegito Blue. again, we see that, you know, the initial calculations, right? He gets around, you know, 247k post super turn 1, and then 288k after double super, right? Pretty strong, right? So we'll take a look here. His defense stat is 10,995,000. 10,995. Then he's gonna get the 200% leader skill, right? So we see right here, this is 200%. Bam. So this is his defense right here. Then he's gonna get actually 200% defense start turn, right? So this is actually going to be higher than we see here. It's going to be a solid chunk higher, 164k, right? It's a solid chunk higher than what we see in pre-super, 137k. Then we say his links. He gets Fuse Fighter is the only defense link he has. I won't give it to him for this calculation because I don't believe this calculation does end up having it. I didn't see anything regarding links, so we'll say Fuse Fighter is not active in this scenario. And from here, it's just his link. It's just his super attack effect, right? So we see his super attack effect. This will get him to sub 200k defense after one super attack. Let's say again, so sub 200k versus 247k. That's a 50k difference. Let's say he gets 2 super attacks, right? Just like this calculation would suggest by Enerjack. He's at 230k compared to 288k. Again, it's like a 50k defense difference, and it's growing. The gap is growing, right? Let's say again, let's give him 5. Let's say he gets like 6 stacks, right? I think 6 stacks is a reasonable thing, like a little farther deeper into the red zone. Let's say this unit has 6 stats, and again, I'm not gonna say he's like 100% terrible. He's just way worse, right? So how much would 6 stacks of 20% be? That's 120%, right? Bam, there we go. And he's gonna be at 360k after 6 stacks. So you need to get 6 super attacks off, and he's not even cracking 400k. Well, let's say it was like how it was before, right? Where he gets the 50% when attacking, right? So it's actually 1 and then 1.5 right here. And then we go ahead and count the, actually I need to take off the extra 5. 137, 437. And then let's say he also gets again the 50% when attacking. And then we give him that. And then we give him again those 6 super attacks like that. Bam. 453k defense versus, where is it? 360k. That's a 100k defense basically. That's a lot of defense. That's quite a lot of defense that he's missing out. And again, it scales the higher and the more super attacks you get. And you know, I don't know what to say. It's not good. Like sub 400k defense. Like I think by the time you get 6 super attacks with this guy, you are going to be pretty deep into these red zone bosses. And these red zone bosses do some pretty good damage, right? Like let me bring up, I know Luka Dokkan has the let me see. Luka Dokkan has the red zone guide. Dokkan movie edition. Let's go to the movie edition, right? Let's say you're gonna fight red zone Broly, right? Just as an example. Go all the way down to red zone Broly. We see that this Broly's attack stat is not that high. This Broly's attack not that high. 400k defense right there. Okay, I guess Broly doesn't hit that hard, to be fair. Let me see, Bojack, for example. Yeah, again, he'll be able to tank these normal attacks, which is pretty good. But look at these super attacks. And Bojack, oh, well, and Bojack is type disadvantage, but Tag Bojack is gonna cream this guy. This guy does 1.2 million damage. Like, let's say, again, he's like around like 500k defense. He's still gonna be taking like 700k on a super attack. Like, this dude is gonna be just destroying him with the super attacks. Like, let's say reasonably you get very lucky, you get 6 super attack stacks by the time this guy comes out, and he's at 300k defense. You're gonna be taking 400k super attacks from this guy. Like, this dude is gonna demolish him with the items. Like, And again, it's a huge difference saving that 100k extra damage. Now, you could survive 400k super attacks reasonably, right? But that's not really a great number to survive at. Like, obviously, 300k super attacks is a lot better than 400k. I'll tell you that for sure. I hope that this is a mistake and that they fix this, right? A lot of this is really hypothetical writing on if this is how they intend it to be. If this is how they intend it to be, he's, again, way worse. While he still will be a very strong, like, offensive option for sure. If this is not multiplicative and they don't fix it, then they really did flop with these EZAs, right? Like, both Rose and Tech Vegito Blue, they really kind of did flop with them. And that's mad unfortunate because these two are very popular, but I guess you're gonna have to wait and see how they actually look like in game at the very least still. But yikes, hopefully this is fixed. But let me know what y'all think. Thank y'all for watching and just hearing me rant through about math, I guess. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.